Here we go, boss. Another episode. Tell Skel. I'll do the chicken wing like I did in the last episode because everything that's going on. So I'm really excited for this episode, Ray, because the last couple I've done with guys have all been soccer players and guys that I've, called teammates. And today we've obviously got yourself on, who you're a barber in Statesboro, Georgia. My barber, just to get on the trims. So yeah, man, we're getting you on to share your story, to tell us a bit about, your life and your come up and your grind. So let's get right into it. Where does Ray come from?
I come from South Center in Puerto Rico, Villalba. I'm proud Latino, proud Puerto Rican. So the last maybe 3 years ago, I'm here in Statesboro.
Nice. So you come from Puerto Rico, big town, little town, big city?
Yeah, this really more small than Statesboro. Basically, we only have a local business. We
Right.
don't have those big chains, and it is what it is, and that's what I call like small city.
Yeah. So, you mentioned there about, being a proud Latino and obviously Spanish being your natural tongue. What is it like, learning another language and knowing that you have to in business, How's that been as a challenge?
Hey, it's really important to have not just 1, 2, 3. As more language that you have, more market you can attack.
Absolutely.
That's simple like that. And when I came here to Statesboro, so you can say, hey, Ray is a liar, but I can't ask for a burger with no pickle, no onions, and a soda, and I was eating that things by months because it was impossible to me to order other things.
So you...
I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying.
I trust you, but that's a good excuse though. I like it. I had to eat burgers and onions because it was the only English I knew.
It's the only English that I know. Give me a burger, no pickles, no onion, and a soda.
That's brilliant.
And bro, I love burgers.
Yeah.
But it was a moment in my life that said I don't want more burgers. I hate the burgers.
I need to learn. Yeah, I need to learn more English.
I go to the college. They have some kind of free programs.
Okay.
And I took some classes. Also, my co-workers on a shop. Mm-hmm. They don't know nothing in Spanish. So I was like, hey, how you call this? That's another phrase that I know. How you call this? How you call this? I was talking about my tools as a barber. I don't know how to call it in English. And I know how to do a fade. I know that you come to my chair and say, hey, I want a fade, a skin fade. That's the way that I do. Also, I do in Puerto Rico. And scissor on the top. Tijera. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I get it.
But, that I love to have a conversation in those 20 minutes with my clientele and not have that conversation with my clientele. I think it was completely disrespectful.
Yeah.
And not because I was somewhere. You know me.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But the reason is 3 years ago, I don't know nothing in English. Yeah. How am I gonna talk with you, bro?
Yeah. No, so that's obviously you say that, because you're absolutely right. But I only speak one language. I speak English, and I think being English, I feel like with our language being so global, we're almost a little bit arrogant to almost expect everyone else to speak our language.
Yeah, because if we talk about business and big change, English is because Grand Britain, currently all the economy also global that English is the first. But if we talk about people around the world who got more, it's not United States or England, it's more China, and then
Seriously.
the Hispanic American community, and then English.
Well, I know as well. We've got obviously on our team we've got 4, 5, 6 boys that speak Spanish, and it's a great strength to be able to just, like you said, just switch, to be able to come into your shop, and if you have me in there, we're chatting, we're conversating. Like you said, that's one thing that I think I hope we'll get into a little bit later about what makes you unique. But when someone comes and sits in your chair, it's not just a haircut, it's a catch up, it's how we're doing, it's it's a bit of chat, this, that, and the other. And it's like you said, when you couldn't speak English, that didn't work. So you learning that, you now, like you said, you've widened your target audience. So I mean, the next thing I wanted to ask you, Ray, was, you know, I know from you being my barber and us chit chatting that you weren't always planning on being a barber. You went to school. You've got your undergrad, your master's degree. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, and I was in Puerto Rico in Villalba. I was like some kind of point that I say in my life, I can't retire as a barber because it's impossible to live with the social security check of $400 a month. So I was thinking about 65, 70 years old. How I gonna live? And not because I'm bully, but always school was easy for me. And I go to study, and I enter in one college first, and then I saw in that college that what I really love is the humanities, is the history. And I was talking with this professor, Dr. Navarro, and he told me like, bro, move to the another one. It's right there in the same city. And I do my degree over there. When I finish, I was so involved in that career. So even without having a job as a teacher of history, continuing being a barber, I went to the capital of Puerto Rico one day in a week to take classes on night to do my master. And also I picked some elective class of the PhD. So in 3 years I finished my master, but also finished my PhD.
Wow.
And one of my upset, I don't finish. But someday.
So that's something that, you know, you have in the back of your mind being a barber right now. Like you said, you've got a master's degree in the bracket of history, and you've worked a good few steps towards your doctorate in history. And if people didn't know you, they'd have no idea you've been through that. And I mean, that's not just going to school.
And the thing, like Jordan, when I came here to the United States, it's because I was so upset. I take an interview with the Dallas Board of Education, whatever. Like those dudes, they contract the teachers from Puerto Rico, and we pay your flight, and we move you.
Okay.
My wife, she's full bilingual. She grew in Florida. After 15 years old, she moved to Puerto Rico, and I met her on the college, and then we get married. She's full bilingual, not me. And I'm still learning. And the thing is, like, when I took that interview, I failed. And I love to say that I failed on that interview. It was a process. I'm this dude that when they hit to the wall, I'm like maybe hours, days, week, like so I'm not good. But it's a moment that let's do it again. I know I'm not gonna be like that all my life because I failed. Some fail, you're gonna be so quick, pass quick. Some you're gonna take a little more time, but at some point, always Raimundo Torres is gonna be boom. Let's do it. Put the head up. Let's do it. And I talked with my father-in-law. He told us about Statesboro, Georgia. Okay. How was the economy? How was the criminal? Hey, I come from a place that they kill like 1,200 people every year because of the drugs. And
that's real. That's not make believe. That's real.
That's real. And I asked about how safe it is, how this we have conversation of hours and hours and hours, like different days, and I say let's do it. I was teaching history in Puerto Rico in a private school, making $1,000 a month, plus working in a barbershop. and my wife, she was teaching in the same school.
Okay.
So we start in that moment. We start like be like so. If we say like we stay, we can be in Puerto Rico like another family with a little house, some car, no vacation, drinking in the bar on weekends, and that's it. And we play everything. We sell cars, furniture, and make a loan in the college, a student loan, 10 grand. We do a big gambling.
You went all in. All in.
Because you, at this point, if you are in my position, you have just one plan. Plan A. It's not B and C. I'm 36, and that was 3 years ago. So.
And it's worked out pretty well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's worked out pretty well. But I mean,
at that point, at 33 years old, you need to make it. It's yes or yes. It's not tomorrow. You need to make it.
Well, you mentioned there though, Ray, about, you know, would you almost say that when you first failed that test, like you said, it could have easily been, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, it's never going to happen. But you quickly went, right, I'll hurt a little bit, but, and it's a huge but, if I want to get to where I want to get to, if I want to provide for my family the way that I want to provide for them, I've got to take this on the chest, dust myself off, prepare and go again. And I think in every aspect of life, whether it's business, sport, relationships, whatever it is, there is going to be times when it's going to knock you off your feet. And it's the test your character, like you said there about, nah, come on. It hurt a little bit, but I'm going to get on with it. Because like you said, if you don't, you won't get to where you want to be. Mm-hmm. So I mean, let's talk about how, like, what did you do to go through that? Was there anything that you did?
The idea was like, come here to Statesboro, Georgia, learn the language with the family, be exposed to the language.
Be around it.
Yeah, because that we took English like from 1st grade to 12th because we are a colony of the United States. You need to take that class. It's yes or yes.
Right, it's mandatory. Yeah.
Exactly. Like in math or science.
Yeah.
But I never be exposed to the language. And Statesboro, Georgia, hey, you don't fight too many Spanish.
No. You
need to learn yes or yes.
There's a small pocket, but
I'm working on the Afro-American barber shop.
Yeah.
They don't know Puerto Rico. So I work on a Walmart DC and I took classes and just part-time in a barbershop. Couple of months, I was supposed to learn English and then fly to Dallas. Because Statesboro, Georgia is supposed to be a pit stop. By maybe a month or 1 year.
So you thought Dallas is where I want to get to. Dallas is where I want to settle down.
I was making 12, 15 grand a year in Puerto Rico and they offer you 70 grand.
Just like that.
What you think? Like
completely change your life. Completely.
Plus your wife, she's supposed to make 45. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Change lives.
Change life completely because you're making you and your wife are making less than 30. That's it.
I mean, I don't even know, but that goes from like you said, that's not just shall we do it, shall we not do it. That's I'm all in.
We need to do it because we how old you are? Jordan?
23.
23. When you are on 30, you're not thinking about living. You start to thinking about retirement.
The next. Yeah.
Because someday you're gonna feel on your knees.
Yeah.
Crack. And the retirement is around the corner.
Yeah.
So you need to be prepared for that. And when you start to think like that, you start to think about making money to make your retirement more easy.
You're preparing.
You need to prepare. And like the thing, like, we came here 8 months later, 10 months later.
You're still here.
I start to be popular on a shop. And I bring my clippers just to hustle, making $30, $40.
Just a little bit on the side while we're doing something else.
Not because say I'm a teacher, I'm a history teacher, I'm a teacher, I'm a professor. Yeah. I'm a barber.
But you know, that's what I love though, Ray. That's what I love, and that's why I was so, you know, when we saw you coming on here, I loved that, because that's exactly what we talk about. Is in life we think, I'm this, pro footballer. In life is like, you think, just you wait. So like you know, I don't even, hours and hours of your life probably committed to history, education, and then, like you said, what you thought would be a pit stop, 3 years later, you've still got the scissors in your hand. You're now.
I'm building a house here now.
You're building a house here thanks to being a barber.
Okay, God. Okay. I
I'm
will
a
not
barber.
move nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a barber.
Dallas can stay over there.
I'm busy Sunday.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you've been able to have like a roadmap of what you thought life was going to be, and then it's quickly done this, but then you've went, this is it now. I'm good at this. I found something I'm good at. I mean, how must that feel?
It's something that, like, it's impossible to explain, because it feels so great. Like, I work easy 70 hours a week. And when you talk with a dude who works 70 hours a week, he said, I'm tired. I want vacation. I want this. Oh, bro.
You love it.
I love it. I love what I'm doing. I love the position that I am now. I love with my economical status. I love with the relationship with my wife. Like say, making money is not important. Okay, you can say that, but the restaurant to pay to your wife,
They'll tell you different.
It's not free.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was in a restaurant with my wife, drinking some sangria, eating. I leave early the shop, and I enjoy the afternoon. I visit a couple of furniture shop. I visit my house that we're building, and it feels so great that
You've earned it.
Yeah, I think like at the athlete, at some point, 27, 26, you're gonna be on your prime. That's the athlete age. On basketball, maybe 30, 27, 30. But on you run too much on your sport. I feel my prime.
Yes, I love that.
I feel my prime. And for the next 10 years, I need to love it. I feel like an MVP.
Seriously, I love that.
It's like that. And my life is amazing.
I love that. I mean, when you hit that number out the park, when you 70 hours a week, you know, I know you do that. Because I know whenever I look at, you know, you work through an app with your booking for your barbershop, and I think it's like almost 6 a.m. till 6 p.m.
It's 7:30 to 6, but on Thursday I leave at 8:30.
But I mean, that
It's
like
7:30 to 8:30.
7:30 till 8:30.
And Saturday I start at 6 o'clock in the morning to leave 3:30, because I start to say like, I need time with my wife. Making money for what?
Yeah, the preparation.
Okay, making a little less, still making, but also enjoy your money.
Well, see, that's the thing, Reyes. I think is a great point to mention is that, like you said, you're in this prime of your life right now in regards of things are going good, the money's coming in, the structure for the next is starting to come up. You can actually see it. Family and relationships are good. But sometimes you have to be like, I'm seeing that barbershop chair more than I'm seeing my wife. And, you know, you have to graft and you have to work hard to, like you said, prepare. But how do you kind of catch yourself to be, the scales are a little bit too tilted here? Because that can't be easy.
I think like that. I have that conversation with my wife. She was tough with me. And I think it was between October, November, something like that. And she said, like, honey, what you want? Your relationship or your money?
That's going to be a tough question.
It's really tough, because as a husband, you want to work so hard to provide your family. And in my case, provide my family here but also my family in Puerto Rico.
Right. That's got
Because
to be a massive...
Mama is over there in Puerto Rico. So I need to help her too. And the thing is, like, how to explain, like, we had that kind of conversation. I say, like, honey, now is coming the Christmas season. Christmas season for us.
Barber's big, busy time.
Beauty area is our moment. Yeah. Especially in Puerto Rico and here in the United States, starting on Thanksgiving week.
Everyone wants to look sharp for their family coming round, right?
To Christmas.
Yeah.
Is the dinner of Thanksgiving, is the picture after Thanksgiving, is the picture on Christmas, is party on the office, is party on the business, is party on the family. So you need to be fresh. And who make it fresh?
Ray the Caribbean Barber.
And that's that thing. Like, but on January, I start to, we one step back, and also with the pandemic, the COVID, I start to understand, like, business is important, but it's not everything. That makes sense?
Makes perfect sense.
And have more time with my wife. I have a lot of, before the pandemic, I got a lot of problems on my feet.
Because you're up on your feet all day.
Exactly.
Cutting hair.
I got a high arch. It was creating me tendonitis and fascia plantaris and so many things that I can't walk without tennis shoes.
So your wife was telling you, Ray,
and my body,
slow down. Your body was saying, Ray, slow down. But that hunger, that, hey, this is working, this feels good, was just driving you and driving you.
Because like the thing is, like, in the last year and a half, you come. It's just Saturday. You check your cell phone, the credit card that people swipe, the cash, you count it, and you make this quantity. I will not say any number.
Yeah.
You make this quantity. And next week, you make another 100 more. And then another 100 more.
Yeah.
And then you become more hungry.
Yeah.
More hungry.
Yeah.
More hungry.
But
because you can make it. But at the same time, the body say, like, hey, bro, take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm not 18. If I come here with 23 years old, right now at this point, I was millionaire.
So let me ask you that though, Ray, because that I think's really interesting point that I like to speak to my guests about is, if you were to speak to yourself, if you were to see 23-year-old Ray, right? Probably 23-year-old Ray still thought education, history, right? He was probably still in that view. What would you say to Ray back then, 23 years old?
Nothing. Nothing, because Raimundo with 23 years old, he need to pass with the whole thing that he passed.
He needs to go through it.
To be here.
I completely agree with that. Because I think, when we're going through the hardships, it's classic, the failures and the setbacks make us who we are, don't they?
I make so many fails in my life in the last 10 years that I can put in my hands like success, just a couple. But just so many fails that I can't count it is who made me. Mm-hmm. Why change it?
I love that. Because I think a lot of the view when you think about something new, like me with this podcast, you think about, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect. But the perfect...
You don't have beauty on the perfect.
Exactly. The perfect isn't what we're going to learn from or grow from. Because, the classic thing is, if you just... When you win the lottery, people win the lottery, I think it's like there's a crazy stat that X amount of years later, they quickly go bankrupt. Because it's a quick rush of... Whereas if you go through something, you earn it, like you said, you've earned this, you can walk around being like, hey, I've worked hard for this. I've got the scars from ba ba ba. I've got the stories from ba ba ba.
Well, I hear this rapper from Puerto Rico, Arcangel. He say, when the security, the money, come first, then education, Houston, we got a problem. But when the education come first, then the security
comes with it.
some point. And I think on my life, not the whole education, because we're gonna continue learning.
Right.
And I think like I have a big education before the security, and made me really smart. And you know what I got, and you see any expensive watch, any chain, I choose same prices than you.
Yeah.
And I make what I make.
Yeah, you're not flashy. You're not showing it off.
With the jacket, $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think like that one is a little more expensive than mine.
Yeah.
That one is like $30.
I mean, it don't look $30. It looks about 20, but we'll. I don't even remember.
But this is the local business.
Yeah.
That's the reason that I support it.
Yeah.
I'm a local business. I support local business.
Love that, especially with everything that's going on right now, right? I mean, how is that? Having your own business with, you mentioned a little bit there, the coronavirus and that crazy play of cards that we've been dealt with. How's that? Dealing with something?
It is tough, but I'm blessed. Jordan, I'm blessed, to be honest. The bless that you receive from your clientele after 1 month without seeing them is amazing. It's something that I can't explain.
Yeah.
And it's tough, of course it's tough, because it's a process to learning. You was in a comfort zone working some way. Pandemic here, now you need to change stuff. You need to remove that comfort zone and start to learn how to deal again that with the new normal.
Adapt. Yeah.
With the new normal.
Yeah.
And that's it that people don't understand, that we have now a new normal.
Yeah, you can't keep doing what you were doing. You can't walk in and dap up the boys and
before you know, like I'm that dude that shake, he give you a hug. Sorry, I got a family. I love you, papi.
Yeah, the chicken wing. Yeah,
it's a new normal.
I know, but that's where I think you've, again, it's all down to the respect that I have for you, Rays, because you've got that mindset as a barber to be like, I could try and keep doing what I was doing, hugging, dapping the boys up. How you doing? Because like you said, it's part of your clientele. It's part of the service you offer. You could make excuses. You could become victim. But you did, right, this is where I'm at. This is what I've got. How do I make the best of this so I can keep on providing for my family? So I can keep on all those things you talked about before. So, I mean, when failure or setbacks or challenges come and rock Ray's world a little bit, what's the things that keep you steady?
Research.
Okay.
I saw the history. I learned how to do research.
You've seen it before.
And when the pandemic hit, the people was doing some things. I was playing a lot of Xbox.
Okay.
But also I was doing a lot of research with one question. How we are going to work after this?
After the bang, change, adapt.
Yeah, because like I knew it since the first day. Before they shut me down, I put the slot more bigger. I don't know if you remember. You visited that week before.
Yeah.
I put the slot more bigger to sanitize, to be sure. I removed the chair inside of my studio. I do so many things that when the regulation comes, I was in the same.
Already tick. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I was creating that question. I was reading a lot. I got a book on barbering. I was checking, especially one chapter, sanitation. Remember how to sanitize perfect. Yeah. If I was doing something wrong, so let's fix it.
Research. You were prepared. Again, it comes down
when
to
the guidelines of Georgia come, I was 80% almost there. That's the reason when we open Friday, I open Friday at 6 o'clock in the morning, and all the barbershop start to work next week.
You were already ahead. And again, it goes down to what we talked about before, Ray. You're doing what you're doing now to be prepared for later. You were doing what you were doing a week before every other barbershop to be prepared to open up. And that's why I have so much respect for you, because you're a grinder, you're a hustler, you work hard, and there's no other way around it other than working hard. And like you said, the research prepared you for that. And maybe the studying and reading books and research becomes a normal for you because of
the history. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we back to the last question that you tell me. Like, what you say to that dude? Nothing, because maybe that dude at 20 years he wanna drop the study of history, and he want to come here, and it's not gonna be the same Raimundo that I'm here right now. Because this Raimundo need to pass for so many things.
He needs to go through the pain, the suffering, the challenges.
Yeah. When the challenge of COVID come, I can act more quick.
Because you've seen it before. You've been through it.
That's it.
I mean, that was where, when we talked about you coming on, Ray, I was like, this is going to be brilliant. Because I know, as I said earlier, you 70 hours a week. You were, when COVID hit, because my mum owns a salon back in England, and the government regulations to open up a salon or a barbershop in England are a lot different to here. Mm-hmm. And when I would call home and say I'm going to see my barber, my family was like, what? You're going to see your barber? And I says, yeah, you want to see this guy? He's got like a flip mask on, like he's cracking iron. I said, I walked in there with my car keys. I've walked in there with a rifle. He was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I says, to be fair to Ray, you are doing, as you said, absolutely everything. You are covering every single base, not leaving anything to chance. So to kind of put that into every other perspective of world again, relationships, me and my soccer, being prepared, covering every base. You talked about, research. What would you say to someone that is just about to start a barbershop? The lessons you've been through, or any sort of business, what's something that you would say, hey, one thing I've learned from everything I've been through?
I have so many learning in a shop, bro. It's like life, business, barbering, like communication, English. How many times you correct me in my English, or Lars correct me on the English?
Yeah, seriously. But that's it. You said you welcome it though. You welcome that because I think, let's say for example, you were speaking in your and you're trying to do your English and you're trying to get better at your English, and I said, we joke about it, don't we? No, Ray, or whatever it would be. That's only offered from myself and Lars because, like again, you want to get better. Oh, did I say that wrong? Okay, how do I do it better? Mm-hmm. You could easily go, no, you saying I'm wrong, and let the ego come in front, and then it becomes,
Yeah, but that's.
To gain credit to your character.
That's the old Raimundo.
That's the 23-year-old guy, right?
Yeah, especially in some areas, I was like that, and my wife, she find me so much because I'm like that sometimes.
You got that
but
fire.
I'm trying to learn to be better human.
That's exactly what you said.
It's a challenge. It's a big challenge, but. On the barber, like how many things you can learn, you can imagine. It's stupid because you learn how to deal with kids.
Right.
You think like cut a kid is easy? Look, Leroy, when he cut a kid.
Seriously.
And that kid's trying punches, kicking.
Stay in the chair. You get one of those like airplane seatbelts and lock him in.
Hey, one time, tell to this lady, hey, man, we all excuses. Can you hold him?
Can you hold the kid down?
And she said, I'm talking about in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico, okay.
And she said, can you hold it? I'm an octopus. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna cut it.
You're like this, cutting the kid's head. You got him in a headlock. You know what I mean? Honestly.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And that's the way that I answered that thing. Now I said, I need the help because he's moving, and we learn how to answer.
Yeah. No, listen. I'm not gonna try and hold him while I'm cutting him. You can hold him. No, but I mean, honestly, Ray, like you said there's so many lessons you've learned, and it's like you said about when I asked you about 10 years ago. Go through them, learn the lessons. That's the beauty of life. So how about this, right? We've mentioned 10 years ago. How about we jump 10 years ahead? Where would you like to see Raimundo in 10 years?
On our business, maybe almost dealing with the chopping of the building. My house already paid, no bills, and with at least 5-6 trips around the world. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to your country.
Yeah. Go on an adventure, see the world.
I want to see a stamp in my passport. That's what I want to see, my friend.
Seriously, because it's funny that you mentioned that, because America being so big, you guys have, I'm saying you guys, obviously yourself from Puerto Rico, but Americans have everything inside of America. If they want to go to the beach, they go to Florida. If they want to go to the mountains, they go to North Carolina.
Yeah. But you want to explore cuisine.
If
you want to explore different
Exactly.
things. You need to go outside.
Exactly.
I have one trouble in my pocket. Maybe for my birthday is next month, and we're going to the beach.
Right.
And that's maybe close my booking app by a couple of days, and that's it. But for my 10th anniversary, I want to go to Greece.
You want to get out. Go see what's out there.
I want to eat what they had. I want to drink what they got.
The food, the culture.
Yeah.
Everything.
And also, I wish to have time to maybe a couple of days to Greece, Italy, whatever, friends. Why not?
Why not? You mentioned there a bit about your wife. Huge part of your life, right? Huge part of Ray's why.
She changed my life completely, from scratch to make me. Yeah, it was her.
So you mentioned as well, obviously your mum back in Puerto Rico. Those are two of the big whys for Raimundo.
Yes, sir.
So you said there 10 years ago, hey Ray, go through it, buddy. 10 years ahead, you hope to have your own shop, house is built, start seeing a bit of the world. So to close things off here, Ray, and to get towards the end of this conversation, how would you say to someone that's trying to get better in life, someone that they're at a stage in their life where you talked about it before, that just
to be better in your life,
a book, a podcast, go through something, challenge yourself, what would you say to someone? Go do this.
Try to find some motivation in whatever that you want to do. It's the first thing. And if you got some fail, don't worry. It's a learning. And check what happened. We have now technology that we don't have like a couple of years ago. And learning is your wife, your woman, your mom. That's the two pieces more important, right?
Those are the pillars of Ray's life.
But after that, learning, it need to be the most important.
So
not the money, is learning.
Like you said, the education first, and then the rest will follow.
And we have in this world, 21st century, we have so many information. So if you fail, you're gonna find why other dudes fail the same as you, and somebody is gonna have that answer of your question, how to progress in your life, how to be more faster when you are moving on the defense, doing the switch with another player. You wanna see somebody he's making a tutorial, he's making a book.
He's already solved it.
Yeah, he's like, don't be scared if you are making some fails. Put that question on Google and invest 1 month.
Go find the answers.
1 year, and someday you're gonna receive the answer.
That's so awesome.
And after that, when you receive the answer, you resolve the problem. You're gonna be more happy.
I'm in the prime. Here we go. One of those ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so easy like that.
And I mean, that's really why, again, like I said, I wanted to have you on here because you have done a lot of things in your life that I respect and admire and hope to do in my life. Never lose that hard work. Never lose that ethic of, like you said, that's what's important. And I think it's awesome that you mentioned there about, you know, the pillars. You said your wife is a massive pillar in your life. Your mum, she's a massive pillar in your life. But beyond that, and not in an ego way, not in a selfish way, but beyond that is the knowledge and the growth of making Ray better. Of stretching Ray's horizons every little bit, every single day that he's blessed with in this life. And I think that's something that, for me, I'm just starting to, like you said, being 23 years old, I'm still off the boat when it comes to the big bad world, you know? And learning that that's what life's about, is every single day, let's just get a little bit better. Let's just find a way to grow a little bit. Whether it's from reading books, whether it's from a conversation, whether it's from getting used to this mic and that camera in our face. Whatever it is, you know, and that's a big reason why I wanted to do this, because you've been cutting my hair and making me look sharp for a long time, and this conversation...
Like a year, right?
A year, so I'd say, yeah. But now this conversation, I feel like I know Ray on a whole different level. You know, and this wouldn't have happened if we didn't do this.
Yes, sir.
And that's why, like you said, the knowledge, go after that knowledge. Keep stretching whoever you are. Keep stretching in the money, the rest of those things, they'll come. So Ray, I mean, again, I always say this, I have no idea how long we've been doing this for, and that's why I love it, because the chats are so great when I have great people like yourself on. So I think it's time that we chicken wing it.
Boom!
And we call that an end. Thanks, boss.
Thanks too much.
Smashed it, boss. Smashed it. I love that.